Hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of Keepin, ADHD podcast. We have had a week, individually, collectively, all together. It's been a week.
And we're not even going to introduce ourselves.
I'm Rahlyx.
I'm Scarfee, and together we were in electrical doing tasks, and Orange is sus. Vote him out.
Yep.
Okay,
We
can vouch for each other. I saw him doing scans. Okay,
it's true.
You know?
He saw me do the scan.
As the overall theme of vote out the orange.
Orange is third impostering.
Vote out the orange.
Listen, all right.
Okay. Vote. Okay.
It is your civic duty as a citizen of the U.S. if you're in the U.S.
I'm not a citizen.
You're not a citizen, so you can't vote. And you just sit there like a turtle on its back, wobbling for dear life. Please stop being stupid.
Somebody vote.
Oh God.
Jesus.
Yeah, we don't have to get too much into that, but
no, just
voting is coming up.
Please.
If you're not registered, I think registration ends in. Well, this goes out on what day is it today? Thursday.
2nd of October.
Today
is 1st.
The 3rd is the last day to register to vote in some places, so make sure you're registered. Early voting starts in a lot of places on October 14th. Please register, vote early, make your voice heard. I don't even care who you vote for the most part. As long as you're voting, the important thing is to vote.
But as long as you make yourself heard.
Yeah, make yourself heard.
Do it.
Voting is the most important part of being a member of your society. It is the pinnacle of democracy, and fuck's sake.
you can't just talk about this.
I'm trying so
calmly.
hard to be
down the middle. After the week that we had is just not really possible.
I think our little intro there kind of said enough, though. Vote out Orange. Orange is sus.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's basically the message.
So we've had a week. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
It's been very exhausting, and we kind of figured today might be a podcast where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives personally, and what we're getting up to, neat things that have happened to us, and neat things that are going to happen. Maybe.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
And one of the neat things that happened to me and that also exhausted me in the beginning of this week is me dealing with my hair. If you're watching the podcast on YouTube, you can see that it's bleached now. It's not dyed yet. I'm going to be dyeing it orange and yellow, and maybe the end's also going to be orange. But
hell yeah.
Right now fire, I'm just trying to deal with it, like staying this, and I'm like, I need to keep the color and like purple shampoo it a few times so it doesn't yellow into like a brassy color.
So that's the trick with a lot of bleaching stuff is you have to the bleach you use has to have, like, I can't remember the specific, they told me about it at the store and I don't remember now, but there's a certain thing, it's like blue tinting or something like that basically prevents
my bleach is blue tinted. But it is still what happened.
For those of you watching the podcast, sorry that I just went to the tabletop simulator scene. Sorry about that. I was trying to adjust Scarfee's camera on the fly because I could see a little bit of the Discord actuation just on the very edge. So sorry.
Okay, and I just wanted to quickly, since we were talking about Among Us a little bit in the beginning.
I love that game.
And Orange. Yeah, I love that game too. We're going to be playing after recording this podcast, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to say that the song that is stuck in my head today is, there's that little compilation that is going around TikTok with that song from Moonbase Alpha. Not song, an audio where they like talk through text-to-speech. Oh. And it makes like really weird sounds. Hey, John Madden.
Football.
John Madden. Football. Yeah, that's what's constantly in my head. That specific piece. John Madden. Football.
Yeah, and it's got the Mario 3 music playing in the background.
Yep.
Oh, it's so good.
It's just, I can't, my brain is too obsessed with it. I have it on my Twitter page.
Hell yeah. I have the Animal Crossing 5 p.m. music stuck in my head right now because I fired up Animal Crossing for the first time in 4 months,
you got
I think.
an Animal Crossing edition Switch.
Well, yeah. So there's a whole. We'll go into
Switch.
this actually because I wanted to talk about this. No, so I had to fire up Animal Crossing so I could give my brother 200,000 bells so he could buy a grand piano.
Aw.
But so recently, this is my Switch. All right, this is my launch edition Switch that I made modified Joy-Cons for, and I love it.
Nice.
But it can't do local communication at all. It'll do it for like 2 minutes and then it'll disconnect completely, and it's super frustrating. I don't know what the problem is. I also had
is it because it's old, or is it because it didn't have the feature at the launch or something?
No, it had the feature at launch. The Switch hasn't added any features since it launched, in terms of hardware. But it's old, and it's definitely like it's lived its life. I mean, it's like 4 years old at this point. Like. No, 3 years.
That's
old.
a lot for a piece of technology, honestly.
Exactly, and something
I'm surprised
mobile
that they're
I
still at the
literally
top of their
take with me
game.
everywhere. Like this is always with me. But yeah, so local communication doesn't work. I use my Switch like almost every day, and I was getting really frustrated. And we went to Target to get some groceries, and I like to go buy electronics because it's a diagonal line you can make without having to go anywhere. You can look from where the switches are to where the Legos are, and I can get a good idea, is there anything new in either spot? And so, we were just kind of walking by, and all of a sudden, they're like, boom. And I'm like, whoa, they have Animal Crossing ones. That's wild. But actually what caught my eye was a Switch Lite, which I can talk about now because Chipmunk has received it. I bought Chipmunk a Switch Lite. I'm very happy about it.
That's very nice of you, actually.
Yeah, shouts out to Kate for getting me into Twitch Rivals so I could give back to my mods that do so very much. Shout out.
Yeah.
Chip, if you're watching this, love you, pal. You're owning. You're the best. But anyway, so I saw these Switch Lites and I was like, oh shit, there's Switch Lites in stock, but they're pink and Chipmunk wants blue. And pink anyway. But then I looked and then I was like, whoa, Animal Crossing Switch. The heck? And then I looked deeper, and it was like, whoa, 7 Animal Crossing Switches. What the fuck? And so I kind of looked at Hannah, and I was like, well, I kind of have to, right? Because this was the day after I'd competed in Twitch Rivals for a second time, and we came in 4th, which is awesome. And I was like, I kind of have to do it now, right? Because what are the odds these will ever be back in stock again? So now I have the Animal Crossing Switch, and that's all well and good. You have to treat yourself. Exactly. Sometimes you have to treat yourself.
Treat yourself.
But here's the new problem, right? I went to fire up Animal Crossing, and to get your island onto a new Switch, even though they have the cloud save, you have to call Nintendo and get them to do it manually.
Like call them?
Yeah, you have to call.
Hello,
customer
Mr.
support.
Nintendo.
They have to push the save to your Switch. And so now a part of me is like, why don't I just start a new island on the new Switch and just not worry about it? Because I don't plan on getting rid of my launch Switch because, like, this is a little piece of history. Like, I'm very attached to it. But yeah, so I'm kind of thinking about that. I don't know. It's love my OG. This is the same fucking tempered glass that I put on it the day it came out, too. It's nice. Shouts out Amfilm on Amazon. If you want to sponsor me, I use your tempered glass on everything I own. Anyway.
We're going to put the link in the description.
Oh, honestly, I literally...
We're not sponsored, but we're going to put a link in the description because it's a good glass.
Amfilm makes great
I don't use
glass.
tempered glass on anything because I pick at everything.
I have it on my iPad.
I can't...
I have it on my phone. Here's the cool thing, all right? So this is just an advertisement for the tempered glass brand that I like. They do like this really cool thing for the Note 10 Plus because the fingerprint sensor is inside the phone, where it's all, you like lay down glue and that sort of thing. It's like a liquid glue basically. And then to set it, they give you a little weight that you put where the fingerprint sensor is. So it gets a really tight connection there. It's really cool. And
that's nice.
No other tempered glass brands that I've used for the Note 10 Plus have done that. And I'll be damned if I'm going to buy tempered glass that just has a cutout in the center of the screen for the thumb. Come on. That's the dumbest thing.
That's the worst possible thing that you could do.
Right?
Oh my God. Hi, Coach. Coach Games podcast.
Coach. And he loves us all.
Such a beautiful boy.
He's a beautiful boy.
Buddy. I wanted to say, speaking of the in-screen Touch ID sensors, there's a rumor that the new iPhone is going to have Touch ID in the power button.
Ooh.
Like the new iPad Air, that it doesn't have a Face ID, so it has Touch ID in the power button.
Interesting. Yeah,
But another thing that I'm thinking.
What did you say?
Yeah, another thing that I'm thinking is that I used to have a Galaxy S7 smartphone that used to have a Touch ID in the home button on the screen when it used to still have a home button, but you had to swipe your finger on it.
Yeah, I remember that was.
So I'm wondering how that works in the power button.
Well, so it's interesting because you say that. I watched a video on the Surface Duo, which is Microsoft's new Android phone, but it's like a book. It folds out and has two screens, and the power button is a fingerprint sensor.
Is it?
So I think that's where they're going to start going with fingerprint sensors, because it makes so much more sense than putting it in the screen. I hate it. I hate it in the screen.
I don't necessarily hate it. It just doesn't recognize you from the first touch, not always, and it's not as fast as like a physical touch sensor. So it's just like, come on, I have to press the screen 4 times before it finally vibrates and like, oh, it's you.
Yeah. Well, that's honestly what I really like about the iPad is I literally just have to go like, and it opens. I love that. I always make that face. I'm like.
It's like the same thing when I lay down on the bed and I take my iPad to like start like browsing or like watching TikToks or whatever. I watched my TikToks on my iPad. Don't come for me. But I put my iPad up and then I do this. Like I straighten up my whole body so like my face realigns correctly instead of like laying on the pillow half squished, you know? So
I love that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, so I have to like straighten up for a second so it recognizes me and then I can use it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it is really, I'm really glad that I bought an iPad. I didn't expect it to use as much as I do use it because I have a computer, like I have a whole setup here. But there are some things that are just better on a tablet when you can have a tablet and as light and as good, like as a well designed as it is.
It's
whose birthdays are it?
You're a pirate now, Coach.
That was a reference to Trixie Mattel and Katya Zimalachico show that I really like watching. I like watching them. They're really funny drag queens.
Oh yeah, no, they're fucking hilarious.
Do you know them?
Yes.
At all?
My brother. I live with my brother. Yes.
For the record, Adam is also just like me. Also gay. So
as he puts it,
no, I'm not surprised. Yes, now I'm never gonna ask you about drag queens or anything because Adam probably fills you in.
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
I used to watch RuPaul's Drag Race. I like that show.
I want to watch. Is it available anywhere like in like all the previous seasons? Because I want to watch it.
Probably Hulu if I had to guess, but I have no clue. Oh my God, my hair is just awful today.
It's fine. Mine is also awful. Mine is like bleached.
Yeah, but okay, yours is at least all going one direction. Mine is just kind of like a fucking... It's fine up front, and then it's like a train wreck in the back.
That's the privilege of having long hair. But then also, like, from the time I bleached it, remember that I said that my ends were also bleached?
Yeah.
So, remember how I was giving hair tips to people in the previous episode? Now my whole hair is bleached, and the ends...
Oh, those are some
Do you hear this?
Those are some crispy ends.
Yeah, some of the ends broke off, and now I have like random strands, just like sometimes just like hanging out.
Ouch.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just the reality of it. But I mean, it was like bound to happen because my ends were already like bleached, so I couldn't really save them.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Fair enough.
And I had to go over them again because they faded since the last time. What?
Sorry. No, I was just hang at you. Sorry, I'm distracted for 2 seconds because I'm ordering a DisplayPort cable.
Okay. Good use of our time.
Sorry.
I'm just roasting you. Don't worry about it.
No, I had this realization, right, because I had Discord on my left monitor, which is plugged in through HDMI, I'm pretty sure. Mm-hmm. And I pulled it over to my right monitor, and all of a sudden the colors were like so much more vibrant. And I'm like, I was like, what?
DisplayPort.
Get out of here. I need all my monitors running DisplayPort colors, DisplayPort 144 hertz. I need all that right now.
I have only one 144 hertz display, and it's my main display.
Dude, I'll keep an eye out for deals for you. Because I got mine on Black Friday. My 2 side monitors are 24 inches. Yeah, 20.
I would love to have better side monitors.
Yeah, I got AOC 24-inch 144 hertz monitors for $90 a piece from Staples. So
just for reference for everybody, we're true gamers. So I have 4 monitors. Rahlyx has 3.
True gamers. My middle one's a QLED as well.
We're true gamers. If you haven't noticed from our RGB everywhere.
Dude, RGB everywhere is
remember that? Have you seen that meme on Twitter?
The one that's like, if you come home with a guy and he has a light up keyboard, just pack it up.
No. Well, that too, but also like there was like a meme with a picture of like there was a picture below the meme, and the caption said, babe, are you a gamer? Him, why are you asking? Not much reason. He's like, well, yeah. And she was like, yeah, okay, never mind. And it's a picture of a knife with an RGB blade. It's like cutting bread with a knife that's RGB.
Can you imagine?
But it's like the blade side, the one that cuts is RGB.
Can you imagine like
how the hell do you do that
with an RGB blade? Oh no, you can do that easily. Yeah. Make it like a diamond edge or something like that. But I guess with real diamond, I don't know how you do that.
Maybe imagine how expensive that's gonna be.
Oh, it'd be super expensive. But then you put lights.
For gamers, RGB anything.
It has to be done.
Yes.
But no, so you do like a diamond edge, or maybe like a, I don't know, like a, what is it called? I can't remember the name of it. The fucking clear fill that you use for like those like
fiber?
Not fiber. No. Like, you know those tables that are like 2 pieces of wood and then like blue in the middle, and it's resin.
Oh, okay.
So you do diamond edge, right? Resin in the center, and at the very top is a string of LED diodes connected into the blade that you plug in via USB-C because it's 2020.
Bluetooth, wireless power.
Exactly.
Wireless charging knife.
Oh, that's the move. That's the move right there. Bless.
I mean, if somebody made a butter knife like that, dude, I'm buying it.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, imagine
the one that heats up from wireless charging.
Jesus. Imagine like you're like, I'm gonna cook in the dark, and it's like an RGB light show. You have like the SpongeBob music. That is for Julian's outside Aries Kitchen series, where he tries to cook in the dark. Yes. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Bless.
Speaking of cooking and eating, I had a little bit of a gross story today.
Oh no.
It's not that gross, but it is kind of like, if you don't like bugs, that is probably going to be a gross story.
I don't like where this is going on. I don't like where this is going.
So you know how I recently did a deep clean of my apartment, and I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast, probably not.
No,
but
I don't think you did.
Recently after like a long depressive episode that was lasting through the whole like quarantine situation, because of course everybody else is also doing this, I had like a deep clean session for my apartment where I mopped all of the floors, I threw away all the garbage, I got rid of all of the like packaging that I had in my apartment because I order a lot of stuff and I just leave it in this packaging, and if I'm not immediately using it or if I'm like holding onto it to do something else, like I just leave it in its packaging and it would take like immense amounts of space. So I like got rid of all of that. I got rid of all of the stuff that I didn't need, like all the old cables and stuff.
So you brought
it was
a bucket
amazing.
and a mop, right?
For the wop wop wop.
It's a wet ass apartment.
Wah.
Wah.
Wah. It's Waluigi.
Wah. Wah. We'll come back to Waluigi.
Bring a bucket in a mop for this. Wah, wah, wah.
Oh my god. Well, that's the podcast.
Welcome
everybody.
to the Keepin and ADHD podcast.
It's over. We're out. It's done.
Yeah, we're out of here. But yeah, I did a deep clean. So basically, my apartment is spotless. Well, it was like 3 weeks ago. Now it's lived in. It's not disgusting anymore, but it's like it's okay. Like it's clean. I bought a robot vacuum that I think I did talk about on the podcast before.
I think you did, yeah.
And it's like a really, honestly, a blessing because I can just run it once a few days, and it gets rid of the cat hair and like stray pieces of litter that Bunny tracks across the apartment. It's just like. Sure. It's very convenient, and it's one of the things that with ADHD, when you want to do some kind of a task, something just stops you because you can't get over the fact that you need to do it. And for me, that was like I have to vacuum the whole apartment from corner to corner every time because I have a cat, and there's hair and litter everywhere. Yeah, like he inevitably tracks litter around like his litter box sometimes, and it's just like. I don't want to deal with that every 3 days. I don't want to vacuum the whole apartment.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got a robot vacuum. Ribbit.
Hello there, robot.
Oh my god. But yeah, so I was not expecting what happened to me like a week ago.
You'll never expect what happened a week ago.
Well, first of all, we've had a new manager.
Wait, hold up. You have to place an ad right here. You have to place an ad right here because you'll never expect what comes next, and they're going to have to click through 7 pages of pictures and general, like, bullshit story. Sorry, continue.
And an ad cut right here. Okay. Back to the story. We have a new manager for the apartment complex, and he's having not a very great time picking up slack after the previous apartment manager that's been fired. And I personally witnessed a pest control vehicle coming to our apartment complex.
Sure. And
waiting for the manager to be in the place to sign a contract so they can start doing their job. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't there, so they left. So I'm assuming that specific week when they were supposed to do pest control stuff, they did not.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why what happened to me happened. So one night I was high.
There you go.
And
the truth comes
I had the
out,
munchies, so
gentlemen.
I brought I have filled my one of the parts of the quarantine stuff that I've been doing is like I filled my pantry with snacks. So I brought some of the snacks to my bedroom, and I was eating as neatly as I could. I was eating chips while watching some videos on my iPad on a stand, and it was beautiful. It was amazing. So I roll up the bag of chips after I'm done with it, and I put it on my nightstand next to me. I rolled up tightly as much as I could because I don't want ants.
How one does.
Yeah, and the next morning I wake up and I'm like, good morning.
Eat some chips.
I'm kind of hungry still. I reach over for the bag of chips. It was still dark because I had the curtains drawn.
Mm-hmm. I don't like where this is going.
And I take a chip out of the bag and I take a bite, and it's bitter as hell.
Oh, you ate like a cockroach or something, didn't you?
No, I ate an ant. I ate a few ants on that chip. And then I look into the bag. I turn on the lights, and there's.
Ants
I open the bag of chips, and there's just ants in it everywhere.
No escaping. The ants they just show up. Like,
so
hey,
it turned out.
Some chips.
Just a little bit of more backstory is that like when I first moved into this apartment, it had an ant problem. So like I put the cat food bowl on the floor next to my door when I first moved in. And I had ants within the next 2 hours.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, and I went to the apartment manager and I told them about it. That, like, hey, I just moved in yesterday and I put my cat's food onto the floor in a bowl, and now I have ants. Can you do something about it? So they probably started the pest control thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm assuming that the time when they missed one pest control, I had to set up my own ant traps on my balcony because that's where they were coming from through my balcony door. They found a way into my bedroom and into the bag of chips
ants
that was just there for like one day.
They always know. The
so
ants are like, hey, there's some chips. And they're all like,
ants are such incredible creatures, honestly.
Dude,
they don't taste great.
Let me tell you.
I can tell you that.
Let me tell you. Okay, so I watched this documentary a whole long time ago about ants, and they can do this thing, right? Where if there's flooding, they form a raft where the queen is at the center, right? And then if for whatever reason they get pushed underwater, they form together in a ball, keeping the queen at the center, and it is airtight. And they go underwater and they move around as if like an underwater ball full
airtight?
of air. Airtight, dude. It's insane.
I mean, they're such tiny creatures that I would actually expect that. It's
Hold on.
honestly amazing.
Let me find underwater bowl.
So the creatures that I accidentally ate with my chips were airtight, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's specifically fire ants, but me mute
fire,
this tab so
water,
it doesn't.
Earth, and wind.
These are the ingredients to make the perfect little girls.
Harmony.
But suddenly, Professor
the Fire
Utonium
Nation
accidentally added Chemical X. Thus, the Powerpuff Girls were born. Sorry.
Two completely different intros to two completely different shows.
Yeah. Here, I sent you that link. We can put it in the description, but it's a YouTube video that shows the airtight ball. They pushed the ants underwater, and they formed an airtight seal.
Interesting.
Ants are fucking
the ones
insane,
on the
dude.
outside die, right?
No, so what they do is they link legs, and they keep. I'm pretty sure they keep their heads on the inside for the most part. So they have.
That's
the air.
insane.
Yeah.
The amount of coordination that you need for a species as tiny as ants, that's just insane.
But also, I mean, bugs are capable of like capturing bubbles of air on their heads. Like, I've seen it before. This might be just like fucking crazy memories back from when I was a kid. But back when I had a pool.
You're remembering Harry Potter.
Yeah, right. No, I'm thinking like back when I had a pool, I would like go diving and I would like look down and there'd be like bugs at the bottom of the pool and they'd have like a little bubble on their heads so they could breathe. I don't know. Maybe.
Speaking of bubbles and magic and Harry Potter, actually, I want to talk really briefly about Percy Jackson.
Okay.
Have you ever read Percy Jackson?
I have not, but I have a lot of friends that are really into Percy Jackson, so.
Yeah, it was just the reason I'm reading it right now is because of Jason Sully's book club. Mm-hmm. So we're going through the Percy Jackson series, and
hell yeah!
I don't know when the next meeting is supposed to be, but
yesterday you missed it.
We just went through book 1, and we're going through book 2. Mm-hmm. And one thing I want to say is that like the first book was definitely like an establishment for the whole series. I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to say it's like it definitely is establishing like the ground and the base like backstory for the rest of the series and for the development of the plot.
Right.
But the second book that I just read is just, if anybody in here who is listening knows or has read the book, you'll probably agree with me that the book does a really good job of being relatable to like kids or interesting to people who are younger, like teenagers who want to know more about the mythology or like Greek mythology and stuff like that. It would be really good for learning, because I know that I had Greek mythology when I was in school, like way back when, and this is bringing back a lot of like old knowledge that I've had in that I learned back in school. Mm-hmm. Knowledge. The most valuable thing.
Two Lamborghini.
But one thing I wanted to say really quickly is that the second book while the first book was clearly like, okay, this is a teenager book, the second book makes an attempt at being more of an adult book. But at the same time, I cannot take it seriously because of some of the choices that it makes at some points.
Yeah.
For example, there was going on, like, it's no spoiler, no like particular spoilers. There's a deadly fight going on. There's like centaurs fighting against like demons from the underworld. And they're doing it while the centaurs are wearing party outfits and shooting arrows that are actually boxing gloves.
Incredible. I love that.
So at this point, when there's a deathly fight going on and there's party outfits and boxing gloves, I can't take the book seriously anymore.
That's fair.
Like, whatever else of serious plot is happening in the background, I can't pay attention to it because there's boxing gloves on arrows flying around.
Hell yeah.
And I can't, like, I was reading that passage that I was reading about, like, when it came to that, and I was like, really? Is that what's going on right now?
Yes. And it's excellent. I love that.
But yeah,
that's
just like, it was hilarious.
Those have been on my list of things to read, and I just haven't done it. I need to do that. Because I mean,
you have a chance now if you want to be like in Jason's book club, maybe a little bit.
Do I have the time?
Probably not.
That's
considering the week that we just had. No.
Yeah, right. Put one more thing on my plate. Oh, did you hear that? Could you hear that crack?
Not through Discord, at least.
It was a good one.
That probably will be available on a podcast on all of the platforms on the podcasting that you.
Anchor FM.
Whenever you hear ads of us promoting Anchor, just know that that's very scripted and very rehearsed because, as you can see, I can't really talk.
You recorded a solo ad for Anchor, right?
Yeah, I did. Because we switched from like pre-roll ads to like mid-roll ads.
Yeah.
So like I'm like separating the podcast in the middle instead of the beginning.
Gotcha. I can.
We'll see how that goes.
I can record a solo one as well if you want to like do every other one for each of us. It could be pretty fun.
We'll see about it.
Wow.
Okay. Do you have anything? Do you want to discuss? Maybe.
I doxed myself for this hoodie, but it's super cute.
Oh my god! It's the for everybody listening, it's the Nook Inc. Nintendo hoodie.
It has like the little Nook Inc. logo. It's got the leaf, and then it says Nook Inc. And then on the cuff, it has little tropical leaf.
For somebody who barely plays Animal Crossing, you
let me tell you,
have a lot of Animal Crossing merch.
Animal Crossing, I have been playing Animal Crossing since I was like an infant. So
okay.
I may not play it a whole bunch, but I've always done that. It kind of goes in waves with me. So like play it a whole lot and then I'll put it down. And then I'll play it a whole lot and then I'll put it down. But also like just having everything that happened in that window of time in March kind of put me off of Animal Crossing just because of what I relate to it in my brain. So so it's kind of harder for me. I need to start fresh, which I'm thinking of doing on the new Switch. I'm thinking of starting a new island. So, quarantine, it does a lot to your brain.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
When you're in quarantine and already sitting in one place for a long time, just doing almost nothing because you have nothing else to do, you don't want to sit in another game and wait until something happens in a day that you don't know when it's going to happen because you just did it and then you're like, what else do I do?
Exactly.
There's nothing much for me to do. Like, I'm going to check into it for like 5 minutes and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, my island is already finished. All of the active part of the building is done. I don't have anything else to do.
That, and it takes
I'm glad that they released new updates.
Terraform, too.
Yeah. And then you just like, well, okay, now I got the island that I wanted. Now what?
Yeah. What do I do? I don't know. Fucking talk to my villagers.
Like, I have a giant orchard and I have like a back thingy with like a garden and stuff, and I'm like,
I don't understand how people spend so much time playing Animal Crossing.
I mean, there is a certain appeal to it, isn't like you can do almost anything in it, and a lot of people do like role play in Animal Crossing. A lot of people do shows. Like, have you seen like game shows and stuff?
Yeah,
people do.
I mean, yeah, Kate and Gary did Talk Guys in Animal Crossing, or I guess.
It's like
Animal
Minecraft.
Taco,
It's
that's
just
what
like it's a platform for whatever you want it to be.
Well, okay, perfect.
Just a little bit more limited than Minecraft, probably.
Perfect segue. Let's talk about the new announcement for Smash Bros. That they're bringing Minecraft Steve into Super Smash Bros. He looks like an interesting character, but it's fucking weird. It's fucking weird.
Is it weird?
It's
I know
weird.
nothing about it.
You should watch the trailer.
I never played the Smash Bros, so you got to tell me.
So, like, with Smash, a lot of even characters that aren't a part of, like, the Nintendo canon directly are kind of, like, tweaked a little bit so they fit the art style.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just Minecraft Steve. And it's like... I mean, they couldn't have changed it, right? Because that's like the iconic look, right? But so it's Steve and Alex as like skin swaps, but then also Zombie and Enderman as skin swaps, which is kind of cool. I'm into the Enderman.
Okay.
And the final smash is the Minecraft Steve hits you into a room and closes it off, and in that room is piles of TNT and like 5 creepers. And that's his final smash. It's a little ridiculous.
Okay, well, that's fun.
It's cute. He looks like he's going to be hard to play like effectively. For people who play Smash, he looks like he's going to control a lot like Duck Hunt, except instead of a can, he's going to be able to build. And yes, you can, with I assume would be your like down B attack, you mine resources out of the ground of the stage, and then you can put blocks together and build like a house and shit. It's interesting. It's very strange. I'm very
It is really strange considering that I know that Smash Bros is basically a fighter game.
Yeah.
So like building Fortnite? Hello?
It's basically my friend sent me a picture. He's like, well, Smash Bros is Fortnite now. And I'm like, yeah. It's okay though. God. We'll see how it does. They're gonna do on Saturday. They have like a whole thing where they talk about how he plays and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see. It's just weird. And then I saw a meme that was now I can't remember who it was. It's Waluigi. It's the SpongeBob meme where Squidward's looking through the blinds at SpongeBob and Patrick, but it's Waluigi looking at Minecraft Steve. It might just be Steve and Alex. The 2 skins next to each other. I gotta look at my Twitter and see now, because I retweeted it. Oh no, it's just Waluigi looking through the blinds at the scene where Mario finds Minecraft Steve in a cave. That's what it is. Anyway, normalize starting an underwater rock band where the octopus is not the drummer. That's what I have to say there.
I'm sorry, what?
I said normalize starting an underwater rock band where the octopus is not the drummer.
Where did that even come from?
The octopus is always... It's something I retweeted. But the octopus... Every time you see a show where there's like a bunch of fish in a band, right? The octopus is the drummer. Because it's like, oh, he's got a lot of arms so he can hit a lot of drums at once, eh? It's like, no. Maybe the octopus wants to play bass, asshole. Come on.
You asshole! You're the you criticizer of underwater fish bands and cartoons.
The fuck out of here!
Fucking asshole! That cartoon octopus has feelings.
That octopus has dreams and children. And you know what? Maybe he can only be in a band a couple hours a week, and there's not enough time for everybody to do, a shift of instruments. He doesn't want to be on drums the whole time. He's a drummer. He's talented. That's like saying, oh, you're tall. You play basketball? Fuck off. No.
Okay, I can relate to that one.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, let the octopus play the bass, man.
I don't play basketball. I used to play tennis.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
There you go. I'd love to play tennis. I played basketball.
My God, playing tennis when you're tall is just...
Also, that rant needs to be a TikTok.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Oh, God. We haven't posted there in a while, but follow our TikTok because we're going to be posting more because I just slacked off a little bit, and today tomorrow when we're going to be posting
every day I look at Instagram and I'm like, I need to put content on Instagram, and then I'm like,
yeah.
The
burdens of content creation.
Dude, it's hard.
You guys demand so much content from us.
Dude, I'll be okay. So real talk though, it's hard enough cultivating enough content for me to post for Rahlyx as
your own page
as an individual. And it's kind of hard. Like, I'm really bad at it in the first place. Like, I don't know what anybody wants to hear. I'll just tweet stupid shit.
Just do whatever.
Like, oh, yeah.
Just like, stories are like for the regular posts. Like, I don't know. Like, you guys tell us, I guess. But for the regular posts that we wanted to do originally, and what I was thinking that we would do is just like whatever out of our two like different things. Like what I should have done recently when I went to like do my own stuff, I should have taken some stories when I was out of the house, because that's a rare occurrence these days for people who at least don't work from home, or for people who work from home, that is. I should have taken some stories, but then I did take some stories of my cat, and that seemed to be great. Yesterday was International Podcast Day.
Happy International Podcast. Everybody was so nice on Twitter.
Everybody was so nice, and I didn't really expect that.
Get out of here. Everybody was so nice.
Get out of here. We don't deserve it. Get the fuck out.
We don't watch your niceties. Get the fuck out of here.
No, but for real, like, thank you, because it was just, like, really nice to see, and something I didn't really expect to happen. I didn't expect anybody to, like, notice us, or, like, remember us, rather, while that was happening. And I didn't know there was such a thing as an International Podcast Day.
I didn't either.
Now I do.
But every day...
Because now it's relevant to me.
Every day there's, like, a new day. You know what I mean? I feel like on Twitter it's like, it's National the Dog That's 2 Doors Down From Your Dog Day. And it's like, wow! I love that, Shiba. Like, great!
I mean, it is relatable to people in some way, which is the point.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
So
it's just, some of them are just bizarrely specific. It's like, okay.
But yeah, now at least we have another holiday to celebrate. Yeah. And I'm pretty happy about that. The next year, hopefully, fingers crossed, when we do the International Podcast Day, I'm going to be no longer a student and probably gonna have a job somewhere. So we'll see how that goes.
Let's get some claps.
For some reason that was funny. Okay, I will try.
It's with
the whole COVID thing. It's just interesting how the job market is going to go now.
Is that new sound?
Not really sure. You know.
I feel that.
Okay. One more thing maybe I wanted to talk about recently is like how about the wet coast. West Coast.
That's a wet ass coast.
Yeah, speaking of the bucket and the mop. In the beginning, or in the middle of August, we had wildfires here, and I almost got evacuated from my apartment, my beautiful apartment. You can see right behind me. That's the whole apartment. There's nothing else here. There's nothing over there.
It pretty much is.
Yeah, it's I mean, true. My apartment is tiny, but in general, like there were pretty big wildfires here, and living near them is kind of a bizarre experience. So, like, if you have seen stuff that trended on Twitter like a while ago in the beginning of September when the skies were orange, if you remember that, you seen the pictures of like literally orange complete skies? That's what my reality has been here in the middle of August when everything was burning right like 5 miles away from me.
Yeah.
And it finally died down. Finally, everything is just now is like 100% contained, and we are 100% safe. So it's it's a really interesting difference, and you like learn to appreciate the blue skies. Yeah, right. Like a lot of the time, you look outside and like too bright. Like I don't want to go outside, but then after you've lived in, if you lived in smoke and if you lived in like not being able to go outside without covering your mouth with something, well, now that you have to wear masks for COVID, it's a different thing. But in general, not being able to breathe without like a mask over your face, it was just
it's just
interesting.
It does not sound pleasant, dude. Denver still like the Denver area still has a big problem with smoke. There's still wildfire issues there.
Yeah, for us, wildfires. For you, it's tornadoes. You remember the last year tornado that went over your... not last year, like when was it? Middle of summer?
February.
February.
It feels like it was like
middle of summer. Yeah.
Dude,
oh
it
my
feels
God.
like it was like a year ago or 2 years ago, even like a whole lifetime. It was. Here's the thing, right?
So I mean, it was a different world back then.
That tornado happened, and then like literally 2 weeks later, COVID hit. Like all the COVID restrictions.
This year is just.
It's insane. I mean, Nashville is still recovering. Like if you go driving, especially in the area I'm at, it's still like. There's still like mass amounts of vacant land where homes and businesses just got destroyed, and they haven't rebuilt because they can't afford to. It's insane. It's
yeah.
But yeah, we live in an area where we get the weather from the south, the hurricane weather from Florida, and we get the cold fronts from the north, and we get the heat from like Texas, Louisiana. It all comes together and it merges over us and turns it into terrifying all the time. So we get a lot of tornadoes around here. Usually they're not anything too bad, but I don't like
sometimes
it.
they destroy Nashville.
Exactly, dude.
It is just amazing to me how people learn to adapt in not consequences, in what's the word that I'm looking for?
Adversity?
Circumstances. Like that.
I'm sorry, I keep yawning. I don't know what it is. I'm not breathing enough. And
it's fine. Me too. It's just the week that we've had. We're so exhausted, and it's like
so fried.
The day today is Thursday that we're recording this. We need to post this tomorrow.
Yeah, we usually record on.
We would have recorded
Sundays
it some other day when we are. Yeah.
So
we would have recorded it some other day when we would be a little bit more like energetic and stuff. But it's been such a week.
It's been
that literally every day up until today, it's been just a wash. We're fried.
We were gonna record on Monday, right?
We're gonna record Sunday, I think, at first.
Yeah, okay, Sunday, and then I don't remember why we didn't record Sunday, but and then Monday, I ended up working like way late, I think. Tuesday, I take Tuesdays off. I'm just offline on Tuesdays, and also usually Thursdays, but obviously this week is just
But also Tuesday was
the
mess,
the debate, yeah,
the mess,
and it's my civic duty to watch. Hated it.
It's just
not gonna get into that though. I don't remember where I was going. Yeah, this week just got away. It just got away from us.
Yeah,
that's the
just
TLDR
like that
there.
train of thought that you just had.
Exactly. It's just I was like, and then it went. I was like, wait, no, come back, train! Don't go to the sky. Like the fucking.
Has anybody seen the movie Inside Out?
Yes. So good.
Yeah, that train of thoughts, the train of thought that they tried to take to the headquarters, to the middle of the brain.
Yup.
With ADHD, those little tracks that build themselves, they don't always build themselves quick enough, so trains just fall into the abyss of forgetfulness.
It's like in Wallace and Gromit when Gromit's on the train and he's like laying down the track really fast as they go, but my Gromit's like, I'll get to it. And the train just goes,
I'll get to it, and they don't. Yeah.
Bless. I don't have anything else, I don't think. We're at 49 minutes, give or take a minute or so.
Yeah, I think we can end it here, just because we don't want to drag it out, and also we're so fried. It's just... We're sorry. Next week is going to be better.
It'll be better.
But
although it's okay to have kind of a low-key podcast. It's okay, I think.
Yeah, every once in a while...
Sometimes
we just gotta stay consistent.
Yeah.
So this week you're getting this. We're sorry that is not maybe the best thing, but
yeah,
we're doing it, and we're just building up our discipline, our stamina, so we can continue doing this
exactly in
the future and get better.
Shall we do our Inspire Robot? Yeah. Oh, I have a couple.
Okay,
but this I can't decide. There's two. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want the ocean or nature? Which do you want?
let's go with ocean.
Okay, cool. This one is a man. Nope, not okay Google. I said okay cool. God.
Okay, wait. One thing before you do that about okay Google. Maybe one thing that I still have is I was listening to podcasts. Like the one thing that I started doing before I go to bed usually is I started listening to podcasts often on my Google Home, and one time I went like I got to bed and I started the podcast and I was like, oh, I want to get some water. So I said pause. I went to the other room, got water, and when I got back and I laid down and I drank some water and I'm comfortable and I lay my head on the pillow and I say, okay, resume. And then what started playing was Smash Mouth by All Star. All Star by Smash Mouth, I mean.
Beautiful.
And it's just like out of nowhere from the podcast that I was listening to, that was very calm, and then there was like, somebody once told me.
Yeah, dude.
I started laughing so hard. I had to start and I had to restart it, and it was just like, oh my god.
That's fucking hilarious.
Anyway, carry on.
Oh, bless. All right, so this is a man. He's deep in the ocean. He's diving. He's got little flippers and goggles on. And it says, it's unattractive to be wicked, but it's not unattractive to be beautiful.
All right. The thoughts of the deep ocean.
It's true.
That you get when you dive. It's unattractive to be wicked, you know?
Yup.
Wicked Witch of the West?
Who
Never.
is she? I don't know her.
Okay. Mine is very simple and straight to the point. It's a picture of a flower with very like pretty beautiful Instagram filters over it. And then over the top it says, it's your life. Learn to not suck.
That's a good one.
Basically, get your fucking shit together.
That's a great one. Honestly, I love that one. I would put that one on a shirt. Honestly.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, yes.
Oh shit. That's fantastic.
All right.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next week for a rousing rendition. Maybe we'll see if we can get a guest or something. I don't know. Let's see what the plan is. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out, and we will see you next week. Goodbye. I'm gonna miss you so much. Goodbye. Oh no.
Oh Jesus. Okay, bye. Now for real.
Bye.
Bye.